I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is he my friend or my foe?
All right, guys. So this has been a long time coming, right? UVO Real Estate Podcast, UVO Group Podcast. We want to stay in compliance. We're not a real estate company. We're here with Realty One.
Correct.
Right? We're here in the Realty One building right here in Midvale, Utah. So today is a really important day because this is our introduction.
Day one.
We'll be doing plenty of these. Alen is our team leader here. Top producing agent, years in a row, here in Utah. You've been an agent for about, what, 7 years?
Going on 7, correct.
7 years. So 7 years, Alan's been a real estate agent here in Utah. Like I said, top producing agent. He's got a lot of knowledge to share. One of the reasons why we started our team here, UVO Group, just so we can help share and show some of the agents the ropes on how to go from zero to Alen Kantarevic, right? So Alen Kantarevic is an interesting name. Alen, where are you from?
Originally from Bosnia.
Bosnia, perfect. What part of Bosnia?
The town is called actually Velika Kladuša.
Velika Kladuša. So, dude, we go way back. We go back to when Alen was in high school. I'm a couple years older than Alen, but Alen was in high school, and when I met him, I was actually a barber, which is pretty cool. I was cutting his hair, and I learned a lot from him even back then, and I am still today, which is awesome. One of the reasons why I got into real estate. But Alen has an interesting story, you guys. I want the viewers and everybody listening to understand you, where you came from, and how you became #1 agent, I believe, here in Utah, all around closings, deals, but just as a person, right?
Thank you.
So, Alen, share your story, man. You're from Bosnia.
Correct.
You're from Velika Kladuša. What is it?
Close enough. You got it.
Velika Kladuša. All right, I like that. But share with us, man. Where are you from? How'd you get here? I understand it wasn't by choice. You guys came here during the war.
Correct.
Share with us a little bit about the story and how that all started.
Sure. Gosh, where do I begin? I was born in, 1990. The war broke out over there in 1992. At that point, we had no other option but to flee our home.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm not sure if you know much about what happened over there, the genocide. It was pretty much an ethnic cleansing that played out in our town.
Oh, wow.
Where people were honestly just being raped and murdered like no other.
Wow.
So I'm thankful and grateful to be here, which is why every day I wake up, I'm extremely humble and thankful and grateful just to have a shot at one more day at life.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro. I share that same thing, man. I didn't come from a war-torn country, but we came from what people like to call the hood.
Yeah.
And both of us had challenging backgrounds, which I feel like was what shaped us to be who we are today. Oh, yeah. Your story is way different than mine, though. You were in a different country.
Yeah.
So you came over here. It was you, it was your mom, your dad, and your brother, correct?
Correct.
So it was you guys. You came over. What was that like before you came here? Because I understand you guys were in a refugee camp.
Correct. Yeah, because we came here in 1996, but prior to that, we were in a refugee camp for about a year and a half.
Wow. What was that like?
Can you, if you can just imagine it?
Yeah.
Picture not having your own home.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the grass, on the floor, building your own little shack.
So you guys were on your own.
Begging for food.
You guys were on your own to the point where they stuck you guys in this area and you guys had to just fend for yourself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. So I saw a photo, and we'll put the photo up so the viewers can see, but I saw a photo of what looked like to be like almost like an outhouse, and that's where you guys lived.
My dad actually built that.
Wow.
He actually built that and put that together for us.
How'd you guys get the plywood, and so they just kind of left?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't remember that portion of it.
Ask them.
I wasn't there to help out with that portion.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
You got to ask him. So came from absolutely nothing.
Correct.
Right. Absolutely nothing. So I'm assuming that was hell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then, again, it shaped you for who you were when you came here. So when you came here, what was that like? You came here, I'm imagining a huge culture shock.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Huge culture shock, especially here in Utah, which, is a culture shock in general.
Yeah.
Not as much as it used to be before, but I feel like, correct, yeah, coming here to any foreign country in general, not knowing the language and having to adapt was definitely a shock.
Wow. So you guys were here. You started school,
Correct.
right? What school did you go to when you were here?
I went to Edison,
Where'd you guys live?
Rose Park.
Rose Park. Nice.
Rose Park, right over there.
Nice.
And I went to Edison for first grade. Actually began over there.
Wow. So Edison, first grade. So you started here.
Yep.
First grade. Nice. So you raised in. How was it with the language? How long did it take you to learn the language?
It didn't take me very long, to be honest with you, because I feel like I was at a young age at that time anyway. So within literally a few years, I was able to, learn the language.
Just adapt.
But I think I remember right around third grade or so, I was able to speak it. Third, fourth, I was able to speak it pretty fluently.
Wow. Okay, so you go through the ranks. You go through
Yep.
elementary school. I'm assuming it's like a lot of other kids, But what happened in the 7th grade? You started your first business, right?
7th grade?
Yeah. Didn't you start clothing?
Oh,
7th,
yeah.
8th grade? Yeah.
Yep.
So
7th
talk to us
grade.
about that. What happened? Number one, why did you start hustling? I'm assuming that the parents were just getting their feet, getting their feet established. They're getting jobs and getting
Yep.
into some housing here in Utah, government housing, correct?
Correct.
Government housing. And then you were like, okay, I got food covered. I got clothing covered. I want some money.
Mm-hmm.
At such a young age, you had that epiphany, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do? What was the business?
Well, actually, even before that, we're talking about back in elementary.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about school lunch, where you didn't really have a whole lot of money to even buy lunch, and knowing that both your parents are struggling just to pay, rent at that time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask, for a handout,
Yeah.
and I don't want them to feel like, hey, I need money.
Yeah.
Even though I know they would,
Yeah.
but I never want to be that guy. And that's how I've been my whole life. I never want to ask for a handout. Anything I want or need or anything, I'm going to work for it to get it.
Nice.
But yeah, that began back in elementary. We're talking about, from marbles to Pokemon cards and selling Pokemon cards, to using that money right there to buy lunch, for example. So when it comes down to starting my own business, I didn't even know it at that time, but I began a bit earlier on than I even thought. But yeah, 7th grade, actually, I began ironing on T-shirts.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know if you remember back in the day, but everybody wanted to have their own T-shirt, their own brand, where they can pick out exactly what they wanted on their shirt. And at that time, a lot of people wanted to have a lot of the NBA players on their, T-shirts and everything.
Yeah.
NBA players, your favorite rappers, your hip-hop artists. It doesn't really matter, but you can pick whatever you wanted. And yeah, I put together my own brochure, and I would go around and talk to everybody there and have them pick out any picture they wanted. Then I would come home and iron on that T-shirt, and I'd be selling it at $15 for a shirt and then 2 for $25.
Oh, wow. That's dope, bro.
Yeah. Good times.
So what happened after that? So you got your way through school, and I met you when you were in high school. You're just getting out of high school, and I remember that.
Correct.
You guys were selling jeans.
Correct.
And you guys were selling knockoff jeans.
Yep.
So Alen would come into the school, and the school where I was learning how to cut hair, and he would bring photos of pallets of jeans. True Religion was hot back in the day.
Yep.
And you had all types of knockoff jeans, and it was cool because you guys were making real money doing that.
Oh yeah.
But I remember you were hustling, you were selling, knockoff clothing, and you guys were making a good living. But after school, I know you got your first job, right?
Correct.
And it was where?
My first real job?
Yeah. Was it Starbucks?
No. Before that, actually, I began roofing at the age of 14.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I mentioned that to you before or not, but I was actually roofing from the age of 14 to roughly maybe 16.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, I actually worked at a call center. Then after that, I was delivering pharmaceuticals for a hospice company. To hospice patients. And then after that, I got into Starbucks.
Yeah, so I think I met you when you were doing the hospice stuff.
Yep.
So I remember some of your friends were doing that as well.
Correct.
And you guys were just delivering medications to hospice patients at home? Okay. You got into the Starbucks stuff. I remember that. You guys were working at Starbucks with a couple of my friends. And you started to get into the whole phone thing, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Back when the very first iPhone came out.
That's when I remember, like, hey, this guy is different, right? A lot of my friends were still doing the Starbucks high school jobs,
Yeah.
right? And then you were pushing phones,
Oh yeah.
and you were pushing nice cars when you were pushing phones.
Yeah.
And I remember like, okay, how the hell is this guy driving such nice cars selling cell phones, right? And I was selling cell phones too at that time, but I was working at a store doing it. You were behind the scenes collecting phones from people who were
Just a backpack full of phones.
yeah,
Man.
and you were hustling them. You're making good money doing that, right? What kind of money can you make selling Apple products and phones?
$3 to $5 grand a month, easy.
Wow. And that's good money when you have a job. You don't have a lot of financial obligations, right?
It paid my whole way through college.
Yeah.
I've never had a loan. I've never taken out a student loan for college.
Wow.
My whole college was paid for by selling phones.
By
and actually,
hustling.
while in class, I would have my backpack on with a bag full of phones. And while I'm in class, I'd be coming in and out, just selling them.
Wow.
Make 50 here, make 100 here.
You hear that, kids? No student loans.
Yeah,
right?
don't do that.
No, hustle, right? Work.
Grind.
Find ways to hustle.
Yeah.
Right?
Buy a phone.
Yeah. Buy a phone. Sell it.
Yeah, easy. Buy it for 200, sell it for 250.
Yeah.
Done.
You do enough of that a day, you make good money.
Yeah, do 30, 40 a month.
Wow.
You're making a pretty good living.
Wow. So what happened? Because you were at that time when you were in the height of your cell phone selling business, you were working as a waiter, right? Downtown?
Correct.
Where was that at?
Little America Hotel.
It's a good hotel. It's a nice hotel.
They have really good turkey dinners, by the way.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Oh my God.
So you were there. What did that look like? Were you waiting tables and also like delivering food to the rooms?
Correct. For about a year and a half, I would wait on tables, and then for about another year after that, I was working in room service.
Wow.
Where I was delivering food to the actual room.
So the kinds of people who stay there are not your average Joe,
No.
right? So you were meeting and rubbing shoulders with some people who were making some money,
Oh, yeah.
entrepreneurs, people who were doing their own thing. So talk to me about how that happened, because I guess it wasn't the people who were there who introduced you to real estate, but you did meet some clients there that you ended up selling houses to and
I did.
for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who introduced you to real estate?
Originally, my aunt was actually in real estate,
Yeah.
and I watched her do it, for years and years. She helped my parents actually pick up a few properties over the years too, and a lot of other people I know as well. And I was just fascinated at that line of work, doing something that you love and you also make a great living from it. And that was one of the people that I looked at and went, I could definitely see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started thinking about real estate. You went to school.
Correct.
And then this is
I
where
did the whole college thing and got my degree out of the way, made sure, get that out of the way.
Yeah. But I remember, and I was still cutting your hair at this time, but at that time I was
Correct.
on my own entrepreneurial journey,
Oh, yeah.
having barbershops and hair schools. And I remember you would come in and we would talk and you would say, hey, man, I'm getting my real estate license. And I was like, okay, cool. That's awesome, right? And then I was like, when is this guy going to go and become a full-time agent? Because you were still waiting tables for a while,
Yeah.
right? So how long into your real estate career did you end up actually going full-time?
I didn't officially commit until about a year and a half in, believe it or not.
So
At that time, I was
like?
still finishing up. I was just finishing up college, and I was still working at the hotel. And then I was selling phones at that time as well. And I did not want to go full-time into real estate until I could make at least the same amount of money that I can make in both jobs. And obviously, you can't juggle all three of them.
Yeah.
You can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah. You hear that phone ringing in the background? Hustling, right? UVO Group.
At 7 p.m. on a Friday.
There we go. Still working.
While other people are out there partying and having a good time, we're over here grinding.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. 7 p.m. Friday. What's today? November
13th.
13th. All right, 2020. In the midst of the corona pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Perfect. Well, the story does not end there, right?
No.
So you're having some challenges going through real estate, going through your prospecting, trying to find buyers, trying to get sellers, and you ended up hooking up into a real estate team.
Correct.
Right, and you met a really good mentor, right? Correct. And we'll shout him out. His name is Dave Parker.
Correct.
Right, so Dave Parker had a real estate team who I learned a lot from.
Yeah.
But this guy had a system that worked, right? And you found a lot of success there.
I did.
So you met him, you got put on the team, you got plugged into the system. At what point did you start producing on the team?
The next month.
The next month.
Mm-hmm.
Following the system.
Correct.
Same system we do here.
Calling.
Same system, right? Hasn't changed. So calling. You found a lot of success prospecting leads over the phone.
Correct.
That's awesome. So what was it like? You got on there. You had some challenges learning how to pitch and talk on the phone, and then you started closing. What were your numbers like?
Let's see, August 17th, actually, and I remember the date because that means a lot to me, was that day when I officially committed to full-time real estate. And that day as well, in order to be committed to the team and everything it had to offer, I had to quit my job, actually.
What was that like? Is that tough?
At that very time, no. Leading up to it, yeah. But at that very moment, I figured, hey, I have nothing to lose at this point and everything to gain. I did not quit right then, that day. But he said, hey, you have a month to quit your job. I said, all right, cool. Put in the work. My next month, I actually closed 5 deals.
Oh, wow.
5.
It's a good amount
In
of
September.
money. It's a good amount of money.
Yeah, like 20 grand, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the exact amount, 18 or 20 grand, but in 1 month, I made 20 grand.
Wow.
Then I'm like, huh. It worked.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. All I have to do is call people.
What do you know?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? All you got to do is put in the work.
Bingo.
Yeah, put in the work. That's awesome. And I know that a lot of people don't want to talk about their numbers. They don't want to talk about their money, right? But this whole UVO group and what we do, we're full transparency.
Yeah.
Right? We're totally okay with mentoring people, even who are not on our team, even who are not in our brokerage, right? Because the whole idea behind this, and one of the reasons why I fell in love with your vision and my vision, they both are in such alignment.
Oh, yeah.
We're so willing to help everybody, right? And if a system worked for us, you know, we want to help people and have it work for them. And so I like that, right? And so your numbers are amazing, right? And I remember, this is another thing, right? When I was cutting hair at the school, and we were bringing in a decent amount of money for the school, but everything went out. We brought in $50K and it went out the same month. And so I wasn't able to maintain and hold on to any of that revenue. But with yours, I would look at your numbers. You're bringing the same amount of money, but you're able to keep the money in real estate. And that's what got me so excited about doing it, was like, hey, I can have a good living doing this stuff. And all I got to do is what Alen does, you know, and Alen just call, prospect, work your ass off. Right. And I'm like, oh man, this is such an opportunity. And you were so willing to help, coach, and guide me. Even being on the team, you know, you were the one that was with me side by side.
Yeah.
And, you know, with all the experience I have in business and opening businesses and running businesses, I felt like it was a great fit for us to come together and start this thing. But we've been doing this now for just over a year, right? And as a team, we've been doing it now 11 months. This is our 11th month. January is the first month.
Yep.
So in 11 months, we've been able to bring a lot of people from other brokerages together. We have such a diverse team here. I feel like we have like every ethnicity on the team. It's insane. I love it, right? It's so diverse. But we all do the same thing. Everyone's hustling. Everyone's grinding. Everybody shares the same vision, right?
Yep.
We all want to do better for ourselves and our family. And another one of the things that I love about you is that's something that you pride yourself on, is that you're doing this and you're not a flashy guy, right? You could be driving a Lamborghini if you want to. But, you know, you do this and you help your family, you help parents, you help brother, right? And so you're helping everybody, which is, again, why I love you and why I'm so happy that we're doing this together. But just so you guys know, you know, who Alen is, that's a little bit of who he is, you know, what he does right now. Alen, tell me about your role in UVO Group, what you do for the team, what your day looks like on a day-to-day, because it's a lot different than when you were actually out prospecting buyers and sellers. Right. So what does that look like right now as a team leader?
Yeah. So before that, my day before actually would look like come into the office by 8 in the morning, start calling by 9, and then call 4 to 6 hours every day, Monday through Friday. I had a target goal of every day I wanted to call 100 people no matter what. And then at that point, throughout the day, I would have that other time blocked off to go look at properties, negotiate contracts, etc. Now it's a different type of role. I'm not out there calling anymore. I put the work in. Now I want to be able to give back and show the other agents, hey, what it takes to become successful. So now my role is come in the morning, be here for the agents, literally 24/7. When you say, what does your day look like when you come in? What time do you leave? Well, come in here by no later than 8:39, and then we're out of here by 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on the day. We're here every night when it comes down to it, but that doesn't stop at that point too. I'll be at home. It could be Sunday night, and an agent might call me and go, hey, what do I do here? I'm trying to negotiate a contract here. How do I go about it? How should I approach it? How should I write it up? What will give me the best chance of getting my offer accepted? My role will be team lead, mentor, friend, everything. Like all around.
Yeah, super supportive. Yeah, I like that. I think the team loves that, about you and about the team as well. It's so supportive. The environment here is so supportive.
Yeah, we're all wanting to help each other out.
Exactly.
And even the team as well. Everybody on the team as well. I love the fact they're all willing to share with one another. Go, hey, that worked for me. It'll work for you as well. It might work for you, I mean.
Yeah.
They're all willing to help one another out.
Yeah, I like that. So, dude, what is your personal life like? Right? We talk about real estate, your career. I know where you came from. I know your story better than most people. But I see the hustle. It's got to be hard managing a relationship, right?
It is.
It's difficult even with family, right? Friends are like non-existent in this life that we have as an entrepreneur. But
your friends are typically other entrepreneurs.
Exactly, right. And then what about the relationship with your significant other? Is that you guys get into hard times because of so much time invested here at work?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
We always trying to find that balance, but I feel like she's an entrepreneur herself as well, which is the one thing I love about her. She owns her own hair salon, and she'll leave bright and early in the morning. We'll wake up in the morning. We'll go to the gym together, actually. We'll wake up around like 5:36. We'll go work out, be done, get breakfast together. Then at that point, I'll go to work and she'll go to work. She's grinding all day, I'm grinding all day, and then when we come home, then we get together.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, I like that. It's awesome. Yeah, it's challenging.
Correct.
I'm seeing it with both myself and my relationship. It takes work, right? She's an entrepreneur as well. The team, right? What they have to go through, what a new agent goes through when they're transitioning from a full-time 9-to-5 employee to a self-employed real estate agent, right? Who's dedicated full-time. There's a lot of challenges that come with that.
Oh yeah, mentally. Actually, all of it almost will be mental.
Yeah, all of it mental. How did you overcome that? How did you overcome the phone calls and texts from the friends? Hey, let's go party this weekend. Let's go out. How did you get the strength to say, no, I'm focused. Don't bug me. I'm doing this.
For me, the way I look at real estate, and I think I may have mentioned to you before, would be that I look at real estate that I literally saved my life. Because at that time, I was, 23? Yeah, when I began, 23. And there was a lot going on around me. People, for example, getting addicted to drugs, getting in trouble, going to jail, all that stuff going on. Playing around with people I grew up with that I knew. And I feel like real estate was my escape, where I found something I loved and I was passionate about and really, really good at, and I got to help people out and make a good living doing it. Right when I realized all of that, believe it or not, I actually changed my phone number when I officially went full-time into real estate, cut off everybody, and 100% committed to real estate, no question about it, no distractions, no compromising, barely any drinking. I probably maybe once a year, maybe.
Yeah. No
partying, no vacation. I 100% committed. I was at that point where I got tired of living the life that I was living, and I wanted something more that would fulfill me, and have meaning as well.
Yeah.
And I found that in real estate.
Yeah. And it gives you so many opportunities to give back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many opportunities to give back. That's awesome. I'm happy you shared that. The whole phone number change, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You've had this one for so long. But I wanted to ask you about that because, number one, agents who are watching and also our team, the challenges they go through, that is one of them that I don't think a lot of people talk about, is like, how do you balance your personal life with your personal goals? And I think it's, number one, it's it's challenging.
It is.
Right? It's challenging. There's no, what do they call it, the 80-20 rule. There's a lot of things that they put out there that tell you, oh, this is how you balance certain things. And but everybody's story is different. Everybody's, everybody's tolerance is different, especially when it comes to relationships. Having a significant other and how much are they going to allow how much bullshit are they going to put up with, right? That's number one.
Yep.
But I mean, you're doing it, right? And it's working. And so I think a lot of people can learn from your story. I think a lot of people can learn from you as a person, individual, how you balance your lifestyle, how you're able to, number one, be successful in real estate, but also be successful as a human being, right?
Yep.
So that's honestly one of the reasons why I want to do this. I know we don't have a ton of time here. It's getting late. We all got to get home to our significant others, right? Yep. But I did want to put this out there just to start the conversation, right? And, show and shed light on not only real estate, entrepreneurship, but people, right?
Yep.
And that's what I want to do here. So for everybody watching right now, everybody listening, we're going to be doing this once a week, right? Every Wednesday we have it scheduled. Every Sunday it will be launched. We also have some help here that we hired who's sitting in the studio right now. You can't see, but Daniel, right? Daniel's our number one guy. All around, can do pretty much anything. Right? We have a joke around the office because RP, the owner of Realty One Group here in Utah, his son, Justin, is like he can do it all kind of guy, right? And we were looking for our do it all kind of guy, and we found one. So
we found our Justin.
Big shout outs to Daniel. We'll be interviewing him on the podcast. People can learn who he is, what he does. He's got a badass story as well. Entrepreneur, which is awesome. But that's it. That's what we want to do here. So everybody watching at home, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is he my friend or my